Hey, how's it going, everyone? Brad Smith here with Automation Links. I'm excited to be joined today with Nicole Rhodes. How are you today, Nicole?
Hey, I'm doing great. How's it going, Brad?
Very good. Thank you so much for jumping in. You're going to be giving me a free coaching session. I forgot to tell you that.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I love it.
So, Nicole just started her coaching business, came from the Tony Robbins background, helping people and especially helping people build a team. I'm in the middle of doing that right now. So, that's going to be exciting. I'll be asking some questions about that. So, everybody watching, stay tuned. Nicole, give us a quick summary, if you can, of kind of your quick background and where you got to today.
Sure. I grew up in the technology world, and so I was a project manager. I ran huge teams, 200 plus teams, $20 million international. And so it was really important for me to learn how to scale fast, create results fast. And the way to do that is to create high performance elite teams. And so over the years, I've done it a lot, and I just realized that's what I love to do. And so that's why now I've moved into coaching so I could help others do it, because it just makes such a tremendous difference, not only for your business, but for your life, and reducing your stress level and just making things happen. So
I want to get into that too, the stress level, because right now I know the importance of building a team, right? But I have zero experience with it. And I think a lot of people watching probably have zero experience. It's one of those things that how can you experience that going through your life? You can't do it through college, really. You can't do it at the beginning of your business.
right.
So what is some good ways to get started with building the team? Maybe a quick tip you can share with us.
Um, I personally always look for attitude, the attitude over aptitude. I feel like people can be trained in the technical aspect of whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. I mean, some basic skills are always good, especially if you're like hiring a web developer or something. But
Right.
it's really the attitude that's going to take it over the line, and that's really too what's going to create the culture. Because if you've got somebody that just has a bad apple, as your team grows, they're going to infect that, and you're not going to be able to really move at the level that you'd be able to. But if everybody has a great attitude and they're aligned with your vision and share your values, sky's the limit. Totally.
That's
So
really cool. I knew the attitude first, right? So then
yes, always
basically,
attitude first. Yep.
because then they're more willing to learn your ways or whatever you're teaching them.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you want to make sure your values align too. So if you're the type of person that is really striving for excellence and putting your all into it, you don't want someone who's just going to look at the clock and say, okay, well, it's 4:35, I'm out, and and split. They've got to take pride and ownership and accountability in what they do, and that's part of it too. Like, once you get them on your team, to empower them so that they do own it, because that'll keep them more engaged with you, um, and then you'll grow together. So
But really good tip. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I think another thing that I had, especially at the beginning, was when is a good time to start bringing on a team? So I
right
know a lot of
now.
people in our group are like single owners, or maybe they have a partner, but really maybe somebody at the front desk, or one other person. But when is a good time to just keep going? What about, and then you said right now, but what about the funds too? Because that was my biggest thing.
Yeah, you can. And that's always the biggest hurdle. But I look at it this way: you can. And then this is an exercise that everybody can do. Just take a look at your week and think about all the things that you're doing. And as entrepreneurs, we're all so busy, and there's so many things.
List.
There's a whole list, right? And just think of those things, and instead of calling it a to-do list, you can call it a not to-do list. And so you could look at that list and say, what can I delegate for someone else to do? And a lot of times, particularly in the beginning, it may just be the admin kind of stuff, like setting up, doing scheduling, or running reports, or whatever. You can hire a virtual assistant for Upwork or Fiverr, any of those type sites. $4 an hour, $5 an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, so does it take a little while, especially if they're out of country, to really train them? Yeah, it might take a little while, but the amount of time, the way you have to look at it, the amount of time that they're going to save you, if you can offload 4 hours a week even of your stuff to somebody else, what could you do in those 4 hours? How many deals could you close? How many more people could you touch? how much more value could you add that's going to turn into revenue for you that'll more than pay for that $16 that you spent for the week having someone else help you out? And so that's just an easy way to
100%.
start. And then once you get used to that, then then you can start, you know but a personal assistant is the number one thing that'll free up your time, get you to the next level. But it doesn't have to your point though, it doesn't have to be a huge investment initially. You can start with a virtual assistant for sure.
I didn't realize that until I was able to hire somebody, and just to see how much extra time that I can have growing the business, right?
Right.
And then
Absolutely.
now you're growing the business, so you're able to pay for that person easily now.
Right. Yeah, it's the difference of working on your business instead of in your business, right? When you're in your business, you're effectively your own employee. And so you lose the time and even the energy sometimes to really strategize, like how, where do I want to be in a year? Where do I want to be in 5 years? So you don't even have time to think about it because you're so reactionary and always responding to all these demands. So the minute that you can have somebody just offload a little bit of that stuff to free your mind, it just makes a world of difference.
Awesome. I'm smiling because I'm agreeing with everything you're saying, because I've just experienced it in the last year. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
mentioned something about taking the time to train them. That was
Right.
another obstacle for me. And I think a lot of people, because you think it's going to get done faster if you just do it yourself. But in the
Right.
end, you end up having to do it 10 to 15 more times instead of just once training, right?
Well, yes and no, it depends. So I've learned this over the years too, and especially if you do hire a virtual assistant that's out of the country, they need a lot more direction and a lot more detail than you might think. Because, as entrepreneurs, we just do stuff and it just happens, and it's kind of intuitive and we take it for granted. So what I started to do is I'll actually video it. I will video the instructions with them, or that I want them to do. Like we have them run a lot of reports and stuff for us.
Mm-hmm.
So, and pull a lot of data off the internet. And so I will go through it and say, okay, this is exactly how, we want it done. And then go through
That's
it
really
with
smart.
them, go through it with them in person, but send them the video as backup so that when they're doing it, because they're going to be doing it while you're sleeping, which is cool because then you're making
Mm-hmm.
progress 24/7. And then just sort of touch in with them like first thing in the morning, so that it's late at night for that when they're ending, and just say, okay, well, what'd you run into? What hurdles did you have? Go through, answer their questions, shoot them videos on that. And then it doesn't take that long to do necessarily, but those videos are a huge, huge game changer.
Now you have a
For
system in place they can
right,
follow.
right,
I'm
and
sure you
and
can do
when
that with face-to-face employees too, business employees
absolutely,
in your business.
yeah, absolutely, yeah,
Do you
yeah,
create some sort of system on like paper or on a spreadsheet for them if they're in the
yeah.
business?
Yeah, if they're, well, actually both for virtual and on-site, we have SOPs or systems of procedures for pretty much everything, and it's just basically like checklists and things that need to happen for every event that we're doing. Um, those are really helpful, and it just sort of as a reminder, like, so we do a lot in real estate too. So just those little things. Oh, did you shut off the insurance? Check. Yes, we got it. And we've automated a lot of that stuff too. So that, and that's the other thing you can do to help with your time management is automate as much as possible. So we'll get little reminders like cancel the mortgage, shut off the insurance, shut the water bill off, that kind of stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what software do you use to record the videos? And then I'll share mine.
We use Camtasia just because we have that, but yours is
Cool. And
probably
then I
better.
use Loom. I started using that. So anyone watching Camtasia or use Loom, you can just screenshot the screen as you're making changes. We've been
Exactly.
doing that for website edits, but I made a mistake with yours and not turning the volume up. So remember to turn the volume up.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Alyssa still loved it. She's like, there's no volume, but I figured it out. It's all good. So, but
I was
that's the
wondering if I
power of
didn't
the
hear you.
video, right? Because you're showing someone step by step. You don't even have to be there. So
Exactly. And if you don't want to do it twice, make sure the audio is working. That's awesome. All right. So if I was to go to your website, you have a new website,
yep.
NicoleRhodes.life. If anyone
Thanks
wants
to
to check
you.
that out.
Awesome. Yes. Thank you.
I go there, fill out a quick form, get on your schedule. You offer
Yep.
a 15-minute consultation, right?
Yep, totally free, no stress, no cost. Just see if we connect and if I can help you, and we can take
Cool.
your business to the next level and try to reduce your stress level in the meantime.
Okay, so that's my next question is if I schedule that call and even that 15-minute call, you're going to provide value. So what's the one
Yeah,
thing you would be
absolutely.
helping a business owner with if they get on your schedule?
Um, well, really, it's all about them. What I hear a lot is I'm not going fast enough, or I don't have any time, or my stress level is too high. That's what I hear a lot. But
Okay.
sometimes it's beyond that. Sometimes it's I have a problem employee, or something. So we can really talk about, it's really whatever is going to be the most valuable to whoever calls. But there's also, you put a great chat feature in the website, so we could chat beforehand too and see. But my goal in life is I just want to add value in any way that I can and help people to be successful and have the life of their dreams. So that's what I'm really all about.
I love that. And thanks for having that great mission. I think everyone in our group, though, it's really cool the combination of all the trusted business owners that I work with.
Yeah, you've got an amazing group. I watch your lives all the time. Yeah.
Awesome. And
And
anyone watching, make sure you post your business name down below. Nicole and I will check it out. So give us, I want to have one question about your Tony Robbins background and how you've worked with him. Can you give us some info into that? Because I think that's pretty inspiring, the transition and how far you've come.
oh my gosh, yeah, Tony Robbins has been a huge influence in our lives. We went to our first event, 2013. We went to a business mastery event. So, and it was amazing, and it really helped us. And since then, we've walked on fire and broken wood and done all kinds of great things. Um, but I also went to one of his leadership events, which got me now into the coaching too. And at his leadership events, they talked about the importance of creating that culture and that team. And I was still at my IT job at the time, and so I was able to take that back and took my team was already amazing and doing great things, took them to a way higher level. So, and now I'm just excited to share that with more people too. So
That's really cool. So doing that training, a lot of business owners, we go through some sort of training. How much has that helped you? Now, if you worked with a business owner, is it all self-taught that give all the results to, or is it from the Tony Robbins, or kind of like a mix?
I am all about personal development. I feel like it's like showering. You need to do it daily in your and my motto is, as in all things in nature, like grass, trees, if you're not growing, you're dying. And so that I go to events, I go to Tony Robbins events, Brendan Burchard events, Dean Graziosi events, pretty much all of them. And I also do personal stuff, like
Cool.
reading, and all, you and I have shared books before, right? So it's all
Awesome.
about, yeah, it's all about continuing to grow and give back. And
Cool.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad I asked. I didn't really know how to word that question, but your quote, if you're not growing, you're dying. I'm glad I asked it.
That is, my
That's really
team
cool.
knows that. I think I say it like at least every other day. So yeah.
You'll never forget now.
No, they'll never forget.
One last thing I want to jump into. You guys are really involved with the community and with a charity. Tell me really quick about the charity you guys do.
Oh, thanks for asking. It's so near and dear to our heart. My husband and I founded the Children's Sunshine Foundation, where we provide temporary housing for families who have sick children, getting treatment, particularly at All Children's Hospital, that are in from out of town, because they've got so many expenses. They've got medical bills, and then if they're we have we've had families from like Fort Myers and Guatemala and all these different, in Colorado and all these different places. And so on top of all the medical bills, then they have to rent. And a lot of times one of the parents, or sometimes both, take off from work. So now they don't have that
Yeah.
income. And so we wanted to be able to give back in some way. So we provide temporary housing for them.
Wow.
And it's similar in some ways to the Ronald McDonald House, except we focus, because it's private housing, we focus on the kids that have longer term illnesses like bone marrow transplants. So they'll stay with us for like 3 or 4 months. And it's so amazing. The kids are
Awesome.
so resilient and inspiring, and the families are incredible, and there's so much love there. And I'm just we're just happy to be able to be a part of their journey in some way and help them.
That's really cool. And so I got to experience one of the houses that you guys did. You guys are in the real estate, you and David, also your husband, David, and it just was beautiful. And it looked like such a nice, cozy place for them to go stay.
That was that I wanted to create a spa because I was like, these families are going through so much stress, right? And their kids are sick, and I was like, be tranquil and like escape for them as much as it can. And so we did it. We tried to do it up nice for them and really give them a place where they could go and just decompress a little bit. So
that's really cool. And any business owners out there, the reason I asked is because I want to just encourage everyone to get into something like that, right? Give back and just be a part of your community somehow if you can.
Yeah, for sure. We've met so many amazing people through the charity too, and it's incredible that people have such giving hearts, and it really is fulfilling. So
that's awesome. All right, we have to do one praise for you. A testimonial or a common thing you hear back. I know you just had a coaching session with a local business. So let us know what people say after they work with you or speak with you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So just had someone, and she is so amazing, and she's in the middle, like we talked about earlier, scaling her business. She has a team, but a lot of folks floating in and out all the time. It's just the nature of her industry. And so we were talking about some tips and tricks about how to hire and what to look for, more along that attitude as opposed to the aptitude side, and just some questions to ask to kind of get to the root of folks' values. And she made a great hire. Well, first she decided to let go of someone she probably should have let go of a long time ago, which is always a big, it's hard. It's hard, right? Because when you make that step, and I've done it in the past too, when you make that step and you hire someone and it's not quite right, but then you get so used to them doing all the stuff that they do, and you're like, God, I really don't want to take that back, right? And so you put it off, but it's like ripping off a Band-Aid. You just have to do it, because when you get the right person in that spot, your business, it just soars, because you're in a better state of mind, you're less stressed, because it still causes you stress, right? When you have employees, they should take away your stress. So anyway, so she finally let this person go, and she's in the process now, and she's interviewing, and I think she's got the right person now. And she was just ecstatic, and she can already see her future being so much better. And so it was great.
That's awesome. That's one thing that I've noticed a difference in too, now that we're building a team. When I tell a business owner that we'll be your team, instead of just saying, oh, I'm going to build you a website and good luck. No, we're actually going to be there for you. So, when you're looking for somebody, you want them to be there for you no matter what, thick or thin, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Goes right along with your tips.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Nicole.
You guys are doing awesome, and thank you for all that you do and your help with the website, because we wouldn't have been there without you. So thank you very much.
We're part of your team now.
That's right, and I love it. And I love
one less stress on that part, right?
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for joining today. Anyone watching, post your business name down below. Nicole and I will check it out, and go to NicoleRhodes.life. That's NicoleRhodes.life. Check it out, and obviously book the 15-minute consultation. You give awesome insight, and thanks for all your help with us too.
Oh, thank you, Brad. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks. Have a great day.
Bye.